Dear students, as previously we have done our chapter 7 length, and we have done in chapter 7 lesson 1 meters and centimeters, lesson 2 kilometers, lesson 3 millimeters, and lesson 4 problem solving. So in today's class we are going to revise these 4 measurements, as we have studied about that, and in today's class we are going to overview all these measurements. So let's start. Let's go for introduction. Long back, do you know how people used to measure the length of objects? They used their palm, forearm, or feet to measure the length of objects, but these methods never gave correct result. Nowadays, we make use of rulers, metric scale, and measuring tape to measure the correct length and height of objects. Let us learn the correct method of using a scale. Now, I need 4 centimeter long paper. So what will I use to measure the length? Yes, you are correct. A ruler will help me to measure the length. You find many divisions on the margin of ruler. Some lines are longer while others are smaller. The longer are centimeters while the smaller are the divisions of centimeters. Here is 2 centimeter and this is half centimeter. So this is 4.5 centimeter. Here you have to measure the length of these objects. You can see that here you have a pencil box, a book, and an eraser. So you have to measure these objects yourself. Click on each object to measure the length. Now, a ruler comes in different length. The first ruler seen can measure length up to 15 centimeter. The second ruler seen can measure length up to 13 centimeter. But a ruler cannot measure all objects. Ruler is used to measure only short length objects such as pencil, stick, book, duster, comb, etc. A measuring tape is used to measure long things. Your mother is in market to buy shirt cloth. Can shopkeeper measure the cloth with ruler? Yes, he can. He can measure, but the work would be time consuming and difficult. He can measure with metric tape. It will take less time and less effort. 1 meter is equals to 10 centimeters. So 1 m equals to 100 cm. We can measure the height of a cupboard by using a measuring tape. So the height of the cupboard is 200 centimeters. So the height in meters is 2 meters. Similarly, the length of the walking stick is 100 centimeter. We can say 1 meter. So 100 centimeter equals to 1 meter. Let us compare the length of various things. Some of the objects have their length in meters, while the other have their length in centimeters. So, a bread loaf expressed in centimeter, a matchbox is also expressed in centimeter. A skipping rope is expressed in meters. and a bus is expressed in meters. Let us have some objects which are having accurate lengths equal to 1 centimeter, 1 millimeter, 1 meter and 1 kilometer. So here we have 1 meter is about the length of a baseball bat. Now if we zoom our meter stick, we see all these dashes. What does these little dashes represent? These dashes represents 1 centimeter. It is about the size of 1 US dime. Now we have got meters and centimeters. We can see that meter is a lot bigger, but if we zoom in the centimeter, it can get even more smaller. You can break each centimeter into smaller pieces, and each one of these tiny sections is called 1 millimeter. Now a millimeter is really smaller. It is about the thickness of a dime. So now we have three measurements: centimeters, meters and millimeters. Millimeters are the smallest. Then we have centimeters and meters. Now the biggest one is 1 kilometer. For kilometer, I want you to think about scale which is 10 or 100 meters long. Then think about taking 10 such scales. All of these would be put together as 1 kilometer. And here are the 4 types of measurements you need to know: millimeters, centimeters, meters and kilometers. There we ask some question of these. Which of these is a realistic measurement of this person? 2 millimeter, 2 centimeter, 2 meter or 2 kilometer? Let us start by looking at 2 millimeters. Well, we just learned that 1 millimeter is about the thickness of 1 US dime. So does 2 millimeter looks a right size for a person? No. So 2 millimeters is not a realistic measurement. How about 2 centimeters? Let's look at 2 centimeter. Well, numbers that 1 centimeter is about that the size of a dime. It is a person about the size of 2 dimes? No, that is still too small. Let's look at 2 meter. Now remember that 1 meter is about the size of 1 baseball bat. It is the person about 2 baseball bats? Yes, 2 baseball bats is a realistic measurement of a person. Now, if we think about 2 kilometer, that doesn't make sense because we know that 1 km is 10 times a scale which is 100 meter. So the most realistic measurement of a person is 2 meters. So here is another problem to practice with. Which of these is a realistic measurement of this pencil? 6 millimeters, 6 centimeters, 6 meters or 6 kilometers? Let us start with 6 millimeters. Remember that 1 millimeter is really very tiny. It cannot be 6 millimeters. So let's think about 6 centimeters. Yes. We know that 6 millimeter cannot be accurate, so 6 centimeter. We know that 1 centimeter is about the size of a dime. Does 6 dimes looks right for the size of pencil? Yes, 6 dimes is about the size of a pencil. That is a realistic measurement. So both 6 meter and 6 kilometer would be too long. The only realistic measurement of pencil is 6 centimeter. Now is to do some more practice. Which of these is a realistic measurement of this bridge? Well, bridge is definitely bigger than 1 millimeter, so definitely bigger than 1 centimeter and definitely bigger than 1 meter. The only realistic length of a bridge is 1 kilometer. Now here is a last problem for this video. Which of these is a realistic measurements of this candy? Well, I know that this candy is very small, so that actually looks a realistic measurement is 7 millimeters. So 7 centimeter would be 7 times a size of a dime. That is too big. As in 7 meter and 7 kilometer, those are also too big. So 7 millimeter is a realistic measurement of this candy. We can say that this candy is about 7 millimeters thick. We learned about the size of millimeters, centimeters, meters and kilometers. We know that we use small letter mm for millimeters, small letter cm for centimeters, small letter m for meters and small letter km for kilometers.